Hey guys, Elijah here, many things, and today we're here for another video, this time of DRC Formula 2 Racing League. Of course, it's every Friday. So before we can even get into like 20 seconds in this video, we got a qualifying ban from last week's race at Russia just because we hit Ricky off. It's on my channel as well, so you can just go look at last week's race and just determine for yourself if that was my fault or his fault. But it doesn't matter because I was excluded from qualifying for that, so I just had to park it and retire. So yeah, we're getting off to a start here at turn 1, lap 1, and I immediately just go on I immediately coast and then brake because I just don't want to cause another accident that would get everyone in the league upset at me.
Yellow flag.
Avoid that, but then we just get pushed off wide by Rear Bicep. He didn't leave us much of any room there, so we lost 1 or 2 seconds right there because of him. I doubt he saw me, which is fair, so it's not like that's something to complain too much over about. We're approaching turn 3, and I'm just expecting more carnage, mainly because it's lap 1. As you see right there, another car goes around. I don't know who that was, but it was some car. Went around, and that's a free position to us. We're in 10th place, so we have 1 point so far, which is really good. We're just trying to stay with this guy, stay right behind him, get a slipstream in DRS, but yeah, we wasn't sure when to think about making a move. We just never got too quite close enough for it, so just sticking behind was the best option. Right here on the course of turn 3, we go a little bit later on the brakes than usual, but we still make it through nicely. It was an okay line, but not perfect. Right there, we were later than I normally would have dared to go in this car. Right at the 100-meter board. Go a little bit wide onto the curbs, and that compromises our next corner speed, but here we go until the start of lap 4. Someone's gone off! Don't even know who that was, but it was must have been Ricky's teammate, because that was not Ricky. They're both in the same car, so he was just weaving in the braking zone, something like that. We got a good run, but then I fall back as I just didn't have enough traction to allow me to accelerate quicker. Finally get a run alongside him though into turn 3, and we brake a little bit later than normal. We don't want to cut him off, push him off the track, so we just really brake it as much as we can so he gets right past us, right by us again. Oof, that became really close. We almost had contact right there. We eventually did get past him later that lap, but at the end of the lap on the final corner, on the start-finish straight up to lap 5, he's right behind us. I totally expected him to dive bomb me to turn 1, so I just let it happen. I dive off so I can just get the over and under. And yeah, we get right past him on the straight. Not much to say other than that. Though I would expect him to make another dive, possibly. Which he does. Actually hits us, but we don't take any damage, thankfully. So, on the run up to turn 3 now, from turn 2. We don't want to be too ambitious and just make a move that wasn't going to happen. No overtakes that would be stupid to make. So we just stay behind, but then Max actually gets a better traction on the exit, so he runs away. Lap 6, and that is my teammate retiring from the session. That's something you never want to see in racing. Of course, the teammate retired is never good. As you see right there, my teammate just completely... Yeah, I saw a video later after the race, just chatting with them, and they had nowhere to go because there was a car rejoining the track, and she got pushed wide. She had to go to the right, and then she just ended up being pushed still by his car into the barrier, and that ended her race.
You'll be racing as you leave the pits. Release.
Yeah, scheduled pit stop, and we boxed on the normal lap. Just a lot of people boxed 1 lap before us.
After these tires now. We want to finish the
So yeah,
race
after the pit cycle, we just come out in P7, but there's another car immediately directly behind us, and we're about to be caught by him. It was Jelly Beans. It was Jelly Beans. He had a better run because he already had speed coming from start-finish straight in turn 1. So I just gave up to him. I brake a little bit later than I needed to, and that completely cost me at turn 2. He just gets away, and sure, we have DRS, and we can kind of stay with him, but he just is faster anyways. He's been setting purple sectors. Connor completely dive bombs us. Missed his braking point by about 50 meters, I get. And that's Max. He must have spun it or something around after he just ran away with the position earlier in the race. We get back ahead of him temporarily, though. With his pace, I really expected him that it wouldn't be long before he got back to overtaking us, which he does right here. We get a better exit, though, because we had the exit speed compared to his entry speed. It's going to be a side-by-side battle onto the straight, but then he cuts immediately right across me, so I have to quickly lift off the throttle for a second and move to the left side of the left-hand side of the track. Going to turn 2. Still remain on his outside, which is going... Yeah, it's still going to remain the outside for this upcoming turn 3. Though with the slight left, it does partially turn into the inside, but it doesn't really matter. Successfully get the move done, go right past, and that's P6 for us right now, though we do have 3 or 6 seconds worth of penalties. I don't know. It's at least 3 seconds penalties, so we have to worry about that. I didn't know if he had any penalties at the time. Better traction than us. He just completely gets the move done around the outside with the karting line, and he's back into P6. Once again, this is Connor just making dive bomb. He actually got a 3-second time penalty for that move right there. So now we were both, at the moment, we were even with penalties, so it really was a battle for track position, even though we both had 3-second time penalties. Coming up to turn 2, we go a little bit later on the brakes, but it's okay because we make it right perfectly into the apex. Though we didn't carry as much speed as we could have. Now right here, lap 15, and we have 2 cars right behind us. We're in P7 at this point. We still have 3 seconds of penalties. I didn't know at this moment in time, but I later checked. Connor had 3 seconds of penalties, while this other guy had 6 seconds of penalties. Yeah, right here is when I start to check.
The time last lap was a 1:17.9. You're losing around 3/10 a lap. They have a time penalty of 6.0.
That's where you hear it right there. 6 seconds of penalties. So all we gotta do is just stay within 6 seconds of him for the last 5 laps of the race. Just no, Connor. I doubt he meant to do that, but he gave us contact and we just went right off. So yeah, that was the end of our challenge, and finished the race in P9. P8 actually, because he got a penalty on the last corner. So that promoted us to P8, and we got 4 points for the team. This is really not looking good if we only get 4 points in a race weekend. So I'm just looking to make something good happen in the sprint race now, as it's reverse grid. Didn't want to just cut someone off by taking the racing line, so I just stayed wide. But then that compromised my exit, and everyone started darting past me. I'm stuck in a sandwich. I got 1 car to my left, 1 to my right. We got a slight left-hand kink, and I just get turned into the wall by Max. And then, we hit someone else. That was Connor, and then Connor bounced into my teammate again, so my teammate had double DNF this race weekend. It was really just up to me to try to recover this race the best I could, but that is so terrible. Just lap 1 incidents are so unnecessary, and that was a racing incident right there.
Confirmed. We'll receive you at the end of this lap.
Into turn 5, we just look ahead, see if anyone else crashes. And we just see someone get
Yellow flag.
absolutely thrown off the track by someone. And then he rejoins backwards.
Understood. Stopping this lap.
So in for a pit stop because we took a lot of damage. I'm surprised we didn't DNF ourselves. Guess my teammate took all the bad luck of the race weekend. But either way, it was a really boring race in P10 to the line afterwards. We were just 1 position away from getting a single point, but we weren't going to catch that, unless someone else crashed out of the race, which I doubted was going to happen. So 4 points in total over the race weekend between the feature and the sprint race, and 4 points to our constructor team tally, but that isn't much of anything. That has little value. Little value for team goals, at least. So that is going to be P10 in the sprint race, P8 in the feature race, and we have... I dropped in the standings, for the driver standings. I'm pretty sure my team dropped in the constructor standings as well. Probably it's like 4th or 5th. Going into this race weekend, we were in 3rd. But that is going to be it for this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.